Howdy and welcome to Cereal at Midnight. My name is Heath. This is the first Fresh Flavors of 2023. Now, if you're new to the channel, well, first of all, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you never miss a video. We've got some super cool stuff coming up, including one of the biggest, it's the single biggest change to my collection in the history of this channel. That video is coming up probably right after this one, so in a few days. I don't want you to miss it. Hit the subscribe button. If you don't know what Fresh Flavors are, it's what I call new releases. They're fresh flavors for your collection. See, I'm leaning into that cereal theme there. And we've got movies, we've got TV on disc, we've even got music in this episode, so there's a ton of stuff to cover. And let's go ahead and kick it off with a really high prestige release. It's my first exposure to Radiance Films. Now, you're probably hearing a lot about Radiance. I talked to Fran Simeone, the man behind Radiance. He came from Arrow Video for a long time. Years and years at Arrow, striking out on his own. Radiance is his company, and this is my first release from Radiance. So it's big time gambling, boss. This is a very, everything about this feels prestigious. This feels not only highly collectible, but kind of, and I don't want to scare anybody away with this, but like highbrow, right? This feels like Criterion Collection level sort of a thing, maybe even better. I know that's a controversial statement for you guys, but this comes with an OB strip, so this, it could be displayed like this under the shrink wrap or under the plastic here. Basically, this tells us everything about the movie on this OB strip. All the facts about the film. This comes away, and you can see some other releases that are coming soon. We got a booklet. I love a booklet because it's my preferred special feature. It's my preferred delivery method for special features, I should say, because I like to drop things on the ground. No, I like to read about the stuff. I think that we all process things when you read. Well, it's just a fact. When you read and write things, you process the information more thoroughly. And you can also just do a lot more. So this is a really, really nice booklet. We do have, as you can see, we do have reversible cover art. Those are the special features. Can you guys read that right there on the, right here? So I'm not going to read all those to you. I want you to freeze it and check it out for yourself. Really, really wonderful release. Here's the thing that makes me sad. I believe this is release number 12 in the Radiance line, but it's the first one that I've had the opportunity to talk about here and to check out. So that means I've missed 11 before, I guess. But I will be paying attention to what is happening with Radiance. Please check out my interview with Fran Simeone. What a hard switch here. This is a very abrupt left turn. The return of Swamp Thing on 4K. This is coming to us from Lightyear Entertainment, and it's an association with MVD. I got my MVD hat on, or my beanie, my toque. I've got my toque on, eh? So this, I believe this is I did not dig. The collection is in disarray right now. There's a lot of, I'm telling you, big changes coming. I did not pull my previous Return of Swamp Thing disc from my collection, but I believe that this is pretty much a straight upgrade over the Blu-ray version with the added benefit of 4K. So special features appear to have been transferred over from the MVD. There's been several previous editions of this. So, but regardless, not irregardless, which is not a word. Regardless, here are here's everything that you need to know about the film. And I do have one of these that I will be giving away, and it's probably going to be given away on social media. So there's your incentive to follow Cereal at Midnight on social media. I know that doesn't make everybody happy. The reason I do that is because when I try to give things away on YouTube, people don't see it, right? The people that win never see that they won. They go live their life and they forget that they even entered. And so it just doesn't work. So I've tried it. Maybe I'll continue to experiment with it in the future, but that's where it stands right now. This is going to be going to one of you guys, hopefully via social media, probably Twitter, but we'll see. From Arrow, The Vagrant. This is crazy, man. This is great. So this cover art is insane. I know it more by this. This is the art that I always associated with. It's going back to like was it the VHS in art like this? Anyway, that's what when I think of The Vagrant, I think of this, of sort of like the Home Alone. But I think it predates Home Alone, doesn't it? It's in 1992. Oh, did Home Alone influence The Vagrant? Probably not. Probably in no way. This is the Bill Paxton classic that has just been given this like really deluxe treatment from Arrow Video. So we've got reversible cover art with this art on the other. Well, here, I'll show you. There's the reversible cover art. We have a booklet, so I'm happy, right? You get a booklet, I'm happy. I'll show you the table of contents. Check this out. One of the things you can also do with a booklet that I appreciate over just the straight video thing is you can incorporate some different art and promotional images. I know some of you guys are into photo galleries. I rarely access a photo gallery on a disc, but I do like having the photos in a booklet. So I don't know what that is. Maybe it's just an old school kind of a thing. We have a flyer for the Sacred Spirit coming soon. We have a poster with this art on one side, and boom, this art on the other side. And this thing really shines with, it's a brand new 2K scan from the original camera negative, so it's going to be good. Let's see, Vagrant, I'm not going to, we have so many releases to talk about. I'm just going to hold this up. You can check it out for yourself. You know if it's right for you, and you know where you want to go buy it from. All right, also from Arrow.com for Murder. This is a Nico Mastorakis film. Nico Mastorakis is the guy that directed, we just talked about it, Nightmare at Noon. It just got a new release from, that was from Arrow too, wasn't it? Yeah, so they must have a deal going on with Nico to get his films in circulation. This is a 2002 film that is about the internet, sort of, maybe feeling the influence of the Matrix. I don't know. There was a lot of things happening around that time. In cyberspace, no one can hear you scream. This turn of the millennium cyber psycho thriller from Nico Mastorakis showcases the usual gleeful eye for excess and inspiring casting. So they got Roger Daltrey is in this movie, who's obviously the lead singer of The Who. But for me, let's see who gets this reference. For me, Roger Daltrey is also Fitz from Highlander, the series. Hugh Fitzcairn was his character's name, and he was one of my favorite things about Highlander, the series. And it also has Huey Lewis in it, and a good bevy of special features here. We've got featurette, we've got the Unknown Story new featurette, reversible sleeve art. Here, I'll hold it up. You do your thing. Oh, here, let's do 2 for 1 here. Do play like game show music here, or like some Herb Alpert. That's what when it's time for you to just read, just be like. Let's see if that gets flagged by the YouTube bots that scan these things. So the reversible art it's just this. You've already seen it, and our booklet includes this fine content. There's our cast. Nicolette Sheridan is in this film. Natasha Kinski is in this film. Jeffrey Dean, Kim Valentine, Melinda Clark. And this essay is written by, David Flint. And it's pretty in-depth. Academic approaches to things that are, the word would be ephemeral. Like things that were never meant to necessarily be held on to. Like a magazine is ephemera. It's something that's only for the moment, and then when it's out of sight, out of mind. But we are now reassessing all these things. .com for Murder with these really interesting thorough examinations, and I like that. You know what else I really, really, really like? Magnificent Warriors this is from 88 Films. This is Michelle Yeoh, or Michelle Khan, as they call her in the film, or as she's credited in the film. This is like a sort of martial arts meets pulp. It's a martial arts movie made in the shadow of Indiana Jones. That's exactly what it is. This is an Indiana Jones exploitation movie. This came out in 1987, I believe. 1987. So you have Raiders of the Lost Ark and you have Temple of Doom by that point. And you better believe that people were watching that and they were thinking about, what can we do with this? So here is the new art on this poster. And here is the original artwork. And check out some of the images here. Michelle Khan in The Magnificent Warriors. What I like about this, so first of all, not the only time we're going to be talking about Michelle Yeoh in this movie as well, but everybody's talking about her because she's nominated for, everything everywhere all at once. It just blew people away. And look at this. Look at this. Is that not the craziest thing? That's straight up Indiana Jones. Like, she's got a whip. She's got the leather jacket. Not a fedora. Look at this. I guess it's a rope, not a whip. But no, that's a whip. They've given her a whip in that image. Okay. It's just crazy stuff. So I love this because I love Indiana Jones. Check this out. So oh no, things are falling. So Michelle Yeoh is having sort of a renaissance with her catalog. Now, I don't think that this was tapping into... This was probably in the way... It takes months to get a release turned around. So I don't necessarily think that this is something that's necessarily, again, I'm saying that word again, tapping into the nominations and the buzz around everything everywhere all at once. But it might have something to do with it, too. Limited edition O-card slipcover. Double-sided A3 poster. Collector's booklet featuring new writing. I'm looking for the audio commentary by Frank Jang, who I love his audio commentaries. Archive interviews with Michelle Yeoh. Archive interview with stunt coordinator. English opening credit sequence. Hong Kong trailers. And the double-sided artwork. So we saw that. So this is just great. I can tell I'm excited about this because I'm like, oh, it's like an exploit. So I guess martial arts movies are already exploitation movies in their own way, but then it's like another kind of an exploitation movie because it's tapping into Indiana Jones. Kind of like Mighty Peking Man is just like straight up like, hey, King Kong 1976 was a big deal. Let's do that, and we'll just do it ourselves. Love that stuff. That's on Shaw Scope Volume 1, the Mighty Peking Man. All right, this is more martial arts, more Michelle Yeoh. This is a sort of a Jet Li 2-pack with Fist of Legend and Tai Chi Master. This comes from Rodinflix, and I believe this has been available since December on the Rodinflix website. I believe it hits Amazon February 7th, 2023, so like now, basically. So here's what we're dealing with here. And both of these are early 93 and 94. Let's see, 90, I'm looking for it, 93, 94, and they've got a lot of really cool things on them. Both of these have, okay, so let me just give them a rundown real quick. An exclusive interview with the director for, Brothers in Arms exclusive interview with Kung Fu impresario Chen Siu Ho. The Way of the Warrior, an exclusive interview. Lots of interviews. What I'm going to get to here is a look at the Fist of Legend with director Brett Ratner and film critic Elvis Mitchell. So Brett Ratner and Elvis Mitchell talking about this movie. Here, that's everything. And this one also has like much of the same things, but also Brett Ratner and Elvis Mitchell talking about Jet Li and Michelle Yeoh. So if you're a big Jet Li fan, you don't want to miss out on these. The price to move too is I looked this up before I hit record on this video. It's like $28 right now for 2 movies on Blu-ray with a lot of special features. That's a very fair price. Sometimes like a 4K can set you back $40-50 sometimes. So that's a very fair price. From MVD, we have Men at Work on Blu-ray. This is, I love so Eric Wilkinson is like the father of the MVD Rewind collection. As he's a, the vital component of MVD. But like, acquisitions and all these things. And he's very active with fans online, very, very active with you guys when you engage with him, because I see it on Facebook and everywhere he's at. This is his love for the video era, like these stickers and everything. But if you don't like it, you don't have to live with it. So we have alternate artwork underneath and the clean version of that cover art as well. So this is Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez, who are brothers, in case you didn't know. They are real life familia. And here's our little mini poster. I think that's about it for this release. Well, actually, there's maybe a theatrical trailer. Let me double check here. High definition presentation, audio options, original theatrical trailer, and reversible artwork. So there's your minute work for MVD Rewind Collection. This is number 46 in the collection. This is really cool. This is really great news. So The Last American Virgin. And again, we're talking about Eric Wilkinson's love of the video store. By the way, check out my interview with Eric Wilkinson. I've talked to him multiple times. There's a commentary for his favorite movie, Die Hard, that I did with him, and it's here on the channel. Just me and Eric Wilkinson from MVD talking through Die Hard. I've talked to him multiple times. He's a good friend. I think the world of the guy. And this is his video store love. This is like a one-to-one version of the VHS brought to Blu-ray. I don't even know how exactly this is possible, that it could be so close, because like the dimensions look great. Look, featuring top hits by Blondie, The Cars, The Commodores, Devo, Quincy Jones, Journey, The Police, REO Speedwagon, Tommy Two-Tone, and U2. What did any of those guys ever go on to do? One hit wonders, all of them. I'm joking. Sometimes my jokes are lost on people. All right, here we go with clean artwork, and check out this poster with this artwork on it. Pop the disc off and check out this. Love it. I love it. This is such a beautiful release. And a lot of people know that, I don't want to tell you things you don't know, but this is a Canon movie. This is one of those Canon movies that I think really put Canon on the map. Okay, should I reference my interview with the Canon film guide author and the single most prominent, eminent Canon film historian, Austin Trunick? Yes, I'll reference. I've talked to him twice. So we had 2 interviews with him here on the channel. I'll do the most recent one, the podcast interview, because we really got into some stuff there. Research and like all kinds of stuff. Love Austin, love that conversation, and love The Last American Virgin, because this is a great movie. We have a lot of stuff here. We got the First American remake interview with Boaz Davidson. That's 37 minutes long. Memories of a Pizza Boy interview with Lawrence Monason. That's 27 minutes. It's trying to read it here. I really need to do this, but I don't want to be that guy who's like, hold on. Babe of the 80s interview with Diane Franklin, 21 minutes. In Praise of Smaller Movies interview with cinematographer Adam Greenberg. That's 22 minutes. Hold on, guys. So 37 minutes, 27 minutes, 21 minutes, 22 minutes. That's a lot of on-disc content. Photo galleries, mini posters, theatrical trailer or mini poster, theatrical trailer, and a TV spot. Eric Wilkinson. Well done, man. Well done. Let's see. Is it yeah. I was looking to see if it was like new 2K transfer or anything. It doesn't say that. So this is also from MVD. This is something I'm really curious about. It's called Blitzed, the 80s Blitz kid story. Haven't watched it yet. I'll get to it at some point. But there was a future and it came out after dark. This is Robert Elms. Boy George was the coat check girl. Admittedly stealing money from clubgoers' belongings. Bowie, synth beats, and a new freedom of sexual identity were in the air. The Blitz Club spell was cast, and a hotbed of talent emerged. Spandau Ballet. Visage, Ultravox, Culture Club, Sade, or Sade if you want to, is Sade, and practically everyone else you've ever heard from the era. This is a documentary from 2021. And I love music docs, right? I love good music docs. So what's weird is when you watch a music doc that doesn't have any music from the people that they're talking about, and it's just like, Why did you make a documentary if you can't have any of the music, or you can't even kind of do sound-alike stuff? But this one looks great. This one looks like it's really... I doubt there's going to be Bowie played, but hey, we'll see. Maybe you've seen it already. No special features here that I am aware of, but we need documentaries that tell the story of our pop culture past. All right, we're switching over to Mill Creek Entertainment. This is a big one for me. This is the 4-film, what do they call this? 4-film comedy collection, and it's 4 Peter Falk movies. And all of these movies, I believe, are Blu-ray firsts. They're coming to Blu-ray for the first time. If I'm wrong about that, I'm sorry, but I think this is a bunch of... So this is the thing that Mill Creek is doing that I really like. You know, they're doing a lot of different things that I really like. By the way, the Disney thing, like I talked about it at the end of my podcast with Lee Gambin. I talked about it for about 10 minutes. It's great news. People don't yet realize what great news it is. There's a lot of like, oh, I thought it was going to be this. Wait. Be patient. Wait. This is a really great announcement. Mill Creek and Disney partnered together to bring catalog titles to DVD and Blu-ray is great news, but that's all I can say. But what does it mean for, like, that's good for everybody. Disney takes things off the table, and then Mill Creek, first of all, Mill Creek has a huge infrastructure. Mill Creek is part of Alliance Entertainment, which is this massive publicly traded company that has outlets everywhere, like many distribution outlets. Mill Creek is just one aspect of that. So we get things like this. This comes from, this is from the Sony, it's a Columbia movies, but they're from Sony. These are movies that just sit, like Sony's not going to release these. And multi-packs like this, and by the way, it's look at that handsome devil. You know, there's just one more thing. You told me that my movies didn't really sell well, and my wife, I can't resist doing my Columbo impression because I just love it so much. I just love it so much. But the thing that bothered me is that you said you were at the dry cleaners. But sir, the dry cleaner ticket said that you were there the next day. All right, this is my Columbo. Okay, so it's 2 movies on each disc. And that's fine. These movies are 90 minutes each, so that's 3 hours of content per disc. I'll also say this, like the news about Disney, when that came out, like a lot of people are weighing in that don't seem to have touched a Mill Creek disc in 5 to 10 years. Weird opinions, like weird stuff like, well, their stuff looks like crap. I'm sorry. What? Their transfers come directly from the studios. See Magnum PI, see Ultraman, see, like they're not doing anything in-house. They're getting this stuff directly from the studios. So there's a lot of misinformation. It's one of those things where, like, the internet is a huge echo chamber, and what someone says, negativity always leads because it gets people to be like, yeah. For whatever reason, human beings are just drawn to these weird negative opinions. But that doesn't mean it's true. And just because everybody says something doesn't mean it's true. This is great. So these movies, not new 4K scans, no. But I love Peter Falk. I think this guy, he was a treasure, man. This guy was in so many great movies. Columbo, so many great things on television. He is a treasure, and these movies have really needed a high-definition outlet. And because of Mill Creek, guess what? This goes to Best Buy. This goes to Walmart. This goes to, Target.com, if not Target's store. This goes to places where people are going to get it. Mill Creek has the inroads to where people get stuff. They're not selling things directly on their site. You go through retail. They have a huge retail footprint. So I don't know. I love this. I'm really excited about this. And 4 Peter Falk movies on Blu-ray. Yes, that's a win. What they did with the Rita Hayworth collection. Yes, do more of that. What they did with Randolph Scott. Were all the transfers perfect? No. Did Mill Creek make those transfers? No. Did those transfers come from the studio, from Sony? Yes. So getting these things out, getting massive amounts of actors' careers and catalogs in these big chunks, I mean, come on. I'd rather have this than have Sony put out, The Cheap Detective on Blu-ray and charge $25.99 for it, or $24.99 plus shipping, and then it not sell to expectation, and then they go, well, we're just not going to do that again. That didn't hit like we thought it would. This, you get 4 movies for the price of one. I think that's smart business, and if that means more things coming to Blu-ray, my goal, I say this to you guys a lot, my goal is not to have the biggest collection. My goal is to have film literacy, to have seen movies. I don't like, just give me access to the movie. Let me watch the movie so I can talk to you guys about the movie. Packaging is fun, but is the movie good? And if the movie's not good, do I need it? No, I do not. So I love Peter Falk. I think I've... All right, I said it, right? I did it. This one's another one that I really like. This is Metal Skin Panic, Maddox 01. So I've talked a little bit about anime in the last... like, anime for me is a very hit or miss because I don't really dig the stuff that's coming out now by and large. I'm a product... When anime was first brought to the United States in the 1980s, I was that market. They're experimenting with, like, Robotech was brought over for us. The things like Transformers, animated in Japan, a lot of that stuff, that was sort of testing waters for American audiences with Japanese animation. So this was one of the first things that came to America from Anime-Ego. I'm still not sure, and I've watched. There's a documentary on here with the company, and I've watched them say their name multiple times. It just hasn't stuck. Anime-Ego. Anyway, I really enjoy this. It's like a 43-minute OVA, just original video animation. No backstory required. There's no sequels. There's not 1,000 episodes. There aren't 26 tankobon, things that you needed to read first. It's just a 43-minute story about a kid that gets, like, they make these big metal suits, like these big mech suits, and like one accidentally ends up in the suburbs, essentially. It ends up in the urban environment, and this kid gets in without reading the owner's manual, and like that's what it is. And it's fun, and it's got a bad guy, and it's got like a lot of... What year was this? This is 1987. It's got a lot of similarities to Die Hard. I'm gonna say that, and I think it's unintentional because they probably worked on this for at least a year or two. But I think it's really fun, and it's got a ton of stuff here. I think a lot of these come from the DVD, but I'll take it. So I really like 80s animation. It's all hand drawn, right? And it's expensive animation too. Now they do so many shortcuts with computers. There's no substitute for 80s anime. I don't know if we talked about this before. I was trying to remember if we talked about this in the last episode. If we did, I'm sorry. This is Maniac Driver from Real Gore releasing. And I think I can... Yeah. From the director of Gunwoman. This does have reversible artwork. But let me see. I should have checked this first. I'll say that I had to break out the black tape for this episode. All right. Just a quick scan of the reversible artwork. What year did this movie come out? This was a 2022 Real Gore. Is it a 2022 film? All right. Here's another one from... this is from SRS. This is Night Feeder. And it looks super old school, but this movie is new. This movie is 2021. It looks like they are homaging the 1980s. I haven't watched it yet, but it looks like... Yeah. I mean, I was looking for like copyright year, and this is 2021 SRS Cinema. So I'm assuming that this is an older... Or a new... Can I show this? I'm not going to show the inside. But I will hold up the back... Here, I'll hold that up and you can check that out. Look at that nice bonus feature too. Feature length audio commentary, slideshows. Here's where the black tape came out. So Troma has just put out Stuck on You. And I just, some of this stuff I just don't want to hear from. I don't want to hear from YouTube. YouTube gets stricter by the day for monetized videos. That's the thing, is if your video is monetized, then it's a whole other world. And I'm not going to demonetize my video because of this. So I just put black tape on it. And you can just wonder, or you just go to the websites, go to your website of choice, and you can see what's under the tape. It's a Troma's Sexy Box release. Before Toxie, there was Troma. Stuck on You. It's sort of like Love Throughout Time, and gummy mastered feature presentation, adhesive interviews with Troma's alumni, Lloyd Kaufman, Kiss and Tell introduction, coitus commentary by Lloyd Kaufman, pinup photo gallery, Troma trailers, regional coding, database, dateable worldwide. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, it's fun. It's ridiculous, but Lloyd Kaufman knows what he does. He knows exactly what he makes. All right, this we talked about that. If you saw my video with Pop Retro, we talked about silk stockings. Boy, I'm referencing a lot of other videos. I should do this more often. I should be like, and if you saw, because we've covered everything. I've talked to so many people, and we talked about so many releases. So why not mention it so you know about it? If you saw my interview, my conversation with Pop Retro recently, it was TV talk. We talked about this, but I realized I hadn't actually shown it on the channel. This is from VEI, and it's a double-edged sword, right? Because I'm so happy that the complete series of Silk Stockings is on DVD, and it's $39.99 for 8 seasons, which is just insane. That is insane. But the downside is that it is, you got to deal with their packaging, which is the bare minimum packaging. It comes in these CD wallets. Feels very Asian bootleggy to me, but I understand this is just what they do. They probably have a great deal. They get these wholesale, and they only have to pay for the disc manufacturing. Running 5 episodes on each disc, I believe. I think some of these have 6 episodes on each disc. But I'll say this, I haven't watched a lot of it yet, but I've watched a little bit of it, and I don't see any signs of compression. Some people ask, like, well, what does that look like? If it's if it's compressed, what does that look like? Pixelated chunks, blocky squares in the screen where it's been really compressed. That's a sign of compression. You can really see it on water scenes. If there's ever a shot of water and the thing's been compressed, you see lots of little squares. I don't see that. So maybe it's just the source files are so low res or lower bit rate. I don't know. But I mean, I got my $39.99 worth. I'll say that. So they continue to tear through the Stephen J. Cannell. I call him Cannell, but it's Cannell. I'm trying to rewire my brain. And I first realized that when I was talking to Kenneth Johnson, hey, there I go again, name dropper. Kenneth Johnson, the creator of the Bionic Woman and the Incredible Hulk TV series, and V. And the TV series for Alien Nation as well. He talked about Stephen J. Cannell, and I was like, Cannell? Is that how? It's like it registered in my mind. I was like, I've been saying it wrong for like two decades. So I'm trying to rewire that in my brain. All right, here's a little section devoted to cheesy flicks, which is a Trionic Entertainment / cheesy movies, not cheesy flicks, cheesy movies, LLC. So I think all of these movies are in the public domain, but here they're on disc. So like full disclosure, I think all these movies are on YouTube. Now maybe not if they have dirty bits and stuff in them, because you can't really do that on YouTube, as I well know, because all of my videos are full of dirty bits. That's not true, but you get them on disc. So the point of this is ownership, and I think they retail $14.99, so like $9.99, something like that. So the girl from Starship Venus, I had to break out my black tape because it has bare skin on the cover, and can I show you the back? Yeah, I'll show you the back. So that's that one. This is so the Fast and the Furious, the original, the Fast and the Furious. No, the movies that we go like the big $750 billion movies per chapter, Fast and the Furious movies, are not remakes from this. This is a Roger Corman movie. In fact, let's see. Produced by Sam Arkoff and Roger Corman. Directed by John Ireland and Edward Sampson. So John Ireland is the star and the director here, co-director. They conceived this in the 50s. This is 1954, and interestingly enough, so it's about an ex-con but people are looking for him. The law is looking for him. He enters into a race and falls in love with Dorothy Malone along the way, as one would. And when the Fast and the Furious modern movies rolled around, I believe they bought the title from Roger Corman. So they're not the same thing, but it is a fun movie. It's not a great transfer. It's public domain, right? So we know what that means. But I like that I have the Fast and the Furious on a DVD with nice cover art and everything. Frozen Alive, Mark Stevens. This is what year is this? 1964. Again, here's the kind of, I don't know if that's coming through for you guys. So this is kind of the representative of the video quality here. There's no extras, there's no commentaries or anything like that. And then this is also a really interesting, it's not a cheesy movie. Well, it is a cheesy movie. But this is VCI in association with MVD Visual for Y. And it's got O.J. Simpson. Let me see if I can find the cast. Cast: O.J. Simpson, Linda Gillen, Jeannie Berlin, Danny Goldman, Tim Buckley. It's a story that centers on a psychiatrist and a handful of his patients who are having an in-depth group therapy session over a period of several months. And it's like, over time, each person learns the value of their true self and comes to terms with the things they don't like about themselves. It feels like it's kind of like an after-school special or something like that. But this is, I feel like it kind of belongs spiritually with those other movies. Is this? It's pressed. It's a factory press disc. Sometimes with VCI, for stuff that, some of their stuff, like their westerns and things like that, are burned on demand. Oh, we're back to cheesy movies. Okay, so this is the last one from cheesy movies. This is the guy from Harlem. He's clean, mean, a fighting machine. International cinema. Again, not great video quality, but you get to own it and have it in your collection. So, this is interesting. This is from Lightyear as well. Voodoo Macbeth. This is a based on true events movie about in the 30s Orson Welles. Orson Welles, all right, put together a all-black cast version of Macbeth. And it was in Harlem. Let's see. Orson Welles to direct Shakespeare's Macbeth with an all-black cast in Harlem. Reimagined in a Haitian setting, the revolutionary 1936 production would change the world forever. So they've made a movie about that. And I think that's interesting. I know about this. Obviously, I don't think that it exists on film or anything like that. That version of the story. But this is interesting. There've been books written about this. This is a big part of Orson Welles' career because he was always like, a showman first. Like, he didn't do anything without thinking of like, what's the most dramatic way to do this? So we got an audio commentary with actors. We've got hold on, you guys. So I just saw this for the first time. Actual 1936 footage of the original play, courtesy of the National Archives and Records Administration. All right, so that's worth the price of the disc right there, because you have archival footage of Orson Welles' play from 1936. I did not realize. I'm fascinated by this. From this, here's some things. So these tell me, guys, when we get to these really artsy movies, Belle and Sebastian, The Adventure Continues. This is from Film Movement. Also from, is this Film Movement as well? Yes, this is Children of the Mist. I believe this is a Vietnamese film. Has a bonus, yeah. And then also, is this Film Movement as well? Yes. The King of Laughter, a film by Mario Martoni. Bonus short film here. When we talk about these, I don't ask for these. These are sent over by PR people. Some of you, who connects with those? If you do connect with these and you like me to continue to cover these, tell me. Let me know, because I would like to hear from you. Sometimes I think when I cover things, I'm like, I'm not sure who's interested in this. Is this for anybody? And then someone says, oh, I'm so glad you talked about that. That's something I want to pick up. So if you're into the film movement things, let me know. All right, so a few music things here before we go. From Weiner World, this is Gary Crowley's Indie 90s Playback. Now, there's a lot of Gary Crowley collections. He was a DJ. Very big, influential disc jockey in the Britain sphere for the 70s and in the 80s and in the 90s, I think. Did he start in the 70s? I don't remember. This is his... Oh, I'm looking at his intro. Maybe there's years there. I don't see years. It's his hand-picked collections of what he thinks best represents the 90s. So CD1 is classics, and we got the Wonder Stuff, the Sundays, Here's Where the Story Ends, which I love that song. Saint Etienne, Primal Scream, Beth Orton, Luscious Jackson, Silver Sun. There's a lot of stuff on here I'm like, oh, I know that, but then there's a lot of things also, because I'm not in Britain, that I was like, interesting, and then I'm listening to it, and I'm like, well, this is amazing. What's the one that really blew me away? Sultans of Ping FC, Where's Me Jumper? I was like, what is this? So that's one to look up on YouTube if you don't know it. All right, so CD2 is Curveballs. All right, hold on. Freeze it, read it, love it. All right, Thousand Yard Stare, Katydids, Ocean Color Scene. And then Bangers, CD3, we've got Big Audio Dynamite 2, Manic Street Preachers, Paul Weller, Fatboy Slim, Mono. I was just talking about Mono on Twitter because I was talking about, like, hey, why can we get a Great Expectations Blu-ray? And maybe with this Disney thing, maybe if nothing else, the DVD can come back and print. But I have hopes that down the road I will have a Great Expectations. The 98 one with Ethan Hawke and Gwyneth Paltrow and Robert De Niro. And Anne Bancroft is in that. And it's got this incredible soundtrack with, like, Chris Cornell and Tori Amos and Mono, who... They put that song in the trailer because it's such a good song. But this is Slimecia Girl. Not Life in Mono, which is what we expect. Anyway, it's great. And it's got like writing from Gary about every song on here. Kind of look. Oh, yeah, Supergrass, man. I love me some Supergrass. We're not supposed to. That's a weird one. That was on the curveballs. That is a curveball. This just showed up a while back, but so it's a Halloween compilation, but I just got it, right? So it's obviously not Halloween. This is from Rockbeat Records, which is Arnie Shore's, one of Arnie Shore's ventures. We talked to Arnie Shore. Liberation Hall came from Rhino. We check out that interview with Arnie Shore. So this is Halloween Nuggets on neon. How do they refer it? Neon orange vinyl. Here's the track listing. It's great stuff because I have the CD too, and I talked about the CD at Halloween time. Now it's on vinyl. Ho, ho, ho. Now it's on vinyl. All right, check this out, though. Isn't that cool? Isn't it really groovy, baby? Yeah. Where did that come from? All right, and then two more for you guys, saving probably the best for last. This is Dion and the Belmonts. The hits and more, 1958 to 1962. I love Dion and the Belmonts. He is part of the doo-wop tradition, but he's also a founding father of rock and roll. Dion and the Belmonts, I Wonder Why. That's a good one. Lonely Teenager. Teenager in Love. Why must I be a teenager in love? What do I want you... If you don't know, The Wanderer. That's probably The Wanderer. If you don't know Dion, go look up The Wanderer. And you're going to be like, oh, that guy. Oh, I know that. They've got an extensive sort of career history on the back. It's black vinyl, so I don't need to show it to you. But and these are from Acrobat. Acrobat's music, which does really good things. And this is my jam right here. This is Link Ray, Rumble, 1956 to 1962. If you don't know Rumble, Link Ray Rumble, go look it up. He is a real outlaw, rock and roll pioneer again. I mean, I love this guy. And so we've got 18 tracks by Link Ray on vinyl, black vinyl, career history on the back, and great stuff. So the history of music and the history of movies are often intertwined because it's a lot of the same people, it's a lot of the same companies, it's a lot of the same audience as well. So I like that I've mixed them in here. But all right, guys, that's gonna do it. We got a huge stack of stuff. We've gone a little bit longer than I wanted to, but hopefully you found something that you found exciting in this. Let's talk about it in the comments below. As I always like to say when we talk about collecting, I don't want collecting to be the focus of these videos. I don't want it to be like, well, I want to buy so and so. Let these video comments be like being at the video store when you're just hanging out, asking for recommendations. You know, oh, I saw Silk Stockings back on USA. It came on at like 11 o'clock at night in syndication or whatever, and I loved it, and it was a little bit naughty, and my parents didn't want me to watch it, but sometimes I caught them watching it too. Something like that. Or, you know, we could talk about the Jet Li movies. Like, I haven't seen that Jet Li movie, but I know I like, you know, and then you could name something else. You know, like Romeo Must Die. How does it compare? I love when we can just kind of talk about the stuff that we love and other people start to join the conversation. And before you know it, we're all hanging out talking about the stuff that we love, not being divided by like, well, that's too expensive. Or, you know, well, why did they put that out? Or, you know, there's just so much negativity out there. Let's be a force for, you know, joy. Let's let fandom bring us together, not tear us apart. Thank you so much. Take care. Until next time, I will catch you later.